and welcome to an episode of Judgment Day with me, Matt Rebar, with Logan Momar. Raina Butel out this week. Kind of funny, you were out last week, and Raina's out this week.
We're taking shifts, I guess.
You guys are like, oh, we don't want to deal with Matt, so we're just gonna call, one of us
entertained.
One of us gets this week, one of us gets next week off. So are you ready for this one? I'm really excited about this one.
So ready.
All right, so the title of this is, am I the asshole for spending 25 grand on ice skating every year?
Oh my God.
Let me make that clear. 25 grand, that's 25,000 in US money on ice skating every year. That is like not even half, I make less than 50K. So that's more than half of what I make a year would be.
Yeah, I'm interested to see who else would benefit from that money. Because, I mean, if it's a single person, I'm already going to say no. Do whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
By the way, I'm drinking the Hell's Kitchen Gordon Ramsay official seltzer.
He has a seltzer?
And it's really good. It's really flavorful. This one is peach, blueberry, and raspberry. So it's very...
that sounds so good.
A little berry, and that peach kind of lightens it up. So, okay.
Ooh.
So background. My husband, 52 male, and I, 37 male. So the person writing this is the 37-year-old. Okay. I've been together for a little over 18 years, but we've been married for 8 years. We got married after I got my mental health issues in order, bipolar, OCD, and anxiety, and I got my first professional job. I've always worked, and I have a very strong work ethic, but the job finally offered me a comfortable income. I currently make about $85,000. He makes about $70,000. I learned how to ice skate when I was 3 years old. My parents taught me in a backyard skating rink that my dad built. For years, it was common for me to skate every day during the winter. It was highly recreational, and as I got older, I begged my parents for figure skating lessons, but they always said no. Finally, when I was about 12, they finally relented and signed me up for a weekly group lesson. I loved it, but a year later, they decided it would be better for me to do something more boyish and signed me up for karate in the hopes it would make me a more confident child. And after that, I probably only skated a dozen more times until I became an adult. Fast forward 20 or so years. I've always expressed my love of skating to my husband. Not continuing my training was a huge regret of mine. And about 3 Christmases ago, wouldn't you know that he got me a pair of figure skates? It was one of the best gifts I could have received. It killed me to have to wait until New Year's Day to go public skating, but the day finally came. It took me a few minutes to get used to being on the ice again, but I was having fun. But within an hour and a half, I took a bad fall and broke my wrist. I decided that once I healed, I would get myself some lessons and try again. I started with group lessons, but quickly found a coach for private lessons. I worked with her several hours a week. At this point, I work with a different coach, and I'm doing 7 hours of lessons each week, and I'm skating on my own for an additional 7 hours. This is quite expensive, obviously. I calculated what I'm spending, and it's easily 25 grand a year. This includes lessons, ice time, competitions, costumes, and skates. My husband wants me to spend about 15,000 less, so about 10 grand a year, but I'm not willing to compromise for a bunch of reasons. 1, skating helped me quit smoking. 2, it's relaxed my mental health issues to the point where I no longer require medication. 3, I'm progressing quickly. I'm old for a figure skater, so I only have a few more years to reach my goals. I'm on my way to being a great skater. The rest of my money goes to things like car payments, vacations, miscellaneous bills. I give my husband about $600 monthly to save. He handles all the regular living expenses. He keeps reminding me that I'm selfish and need to contribute more, but because of the above reasons, I'm not willing to budge, even though I'm pretty sure I am the asshole. So what is the verdict? Logan, what's your initial thoughts?
Wow. There's a lot going on there. I mean, this is obviously something that she enjoys.
It's 2 guys.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't remember. Oh my God.
No, you're totally fine. You're totally fine. Unfortunately, a lot of these, I mean, they usually are straight couples. So I probably would have made that same mistake. So
I totally get that. Oh, the parents wanted to put him in more boy-like activities. That makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh. So I get that this is something that he really enjoys and obviously has wanted to do his whole entire life. Like, it's not just, oh, this is a recent passion of mine. I'm going to spend all the money that I can. It's something that has been a lifelong dream. And so I totally get that. But that is a lot of money. And like I said, if it was just one person who benefited from that money, I would totally be like, yeah, do whatever you need to do. But the fact that there are 2 people in this situation, it's not just, hey, I'm going to do whatever I want to do because it doesn't affect anyone. It does affect someone else. So you do have to put that into consideration, you know?
And to be frank with you, I was kind of in the corner. I was worried when he said that, like, okay, ice skating's made so that I don't have to have my medications anymore, and that's because that felt
Yeah.
like, did your therapist, did you see someone to confirm that, or was that just you being like, oh, I'm fine? Because like, it's such a misconception. People who take medication for whatever they're dealing with then feel fine and go, oh, I don't need the medication, and that's like, ooh, that worried me. But the
Yeah.
line, and it was honestly one of the last lines. This is what got me. The rest of my money, so besides the skating money, goes to things like car payment, vacation, miscellaneous bills. I give my husband about 600 monthly to save. He handles all the regular living expenses. Okay, to me, it sounds like you're not paying your fair share. It doesn't sound like you're paying for the mortgage. It doesn't sound like you're paying properly
Mhm.
utilities or food costs or any other cost of living expenses. So that to me is why I have to go asshole on this. Because you can't just have your live off your husband. You can't
Mhm.
just be having someone pay all their expenses. If you were paying your fair share, and whether it's 50-50 or a lot of couples are moving towards a income percentage share. So if someone, let's say,
And doesn't the author, doesn't he make more money?
yes, he makes more money, about 15 grand more. So whatever your deal is, if you need to make those payments. If you're not
Mhm.
paying the utilities and the mortgage and the food bills, yeah, I think spending 25 grand is excessive. You need to be making those basic payments first, and then okay, blow some money on figure skating. Also,
Yeah.
this sounds cruel. I just 25,000 is a lot. And I don't want to
Mhm.
be judgmental, Judy. At the end of the day, that's your money and how you want to spend it. But you're telling me that you need, to have all these private coaches, you need like some of these costs. I mean, I don't know how much a membership is to us rink, but I mean, certainly not 25 grand. So again, to me, it's almost like he hasn't even considered ways to cut down.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, I don't want to.
Mhm.
I don't want to just spend. And the husband said, spend 10,000 a year. Like that would be great if you could spend 10 grand, which 10 grand for a
That's
hobby.
yeah.
Ooh.
'Cause it's not even like, I mean, I'm assuming he's going to go to the Olympics or anything. It's not like he's working to compete
Mm,
in something huge, you know? So cutting down on lessons, it's not like it's going to deter him from winning a gold medal,
yeah.
in the world
Mm,
championship. He might do like smaller competitions, maybe. I don't even know.
mm,
But you can still get lessons
mm,
from spending far less money.
yeah.
And again, like you said, it's not even like the husband was like, hey, cut it
Mm.
off completely. Just maybe scale it back.
Like the
So,
person I'm talking to right now, I can totally see them blowing $500 on a crystal or $500 on like, what else would they probably spend a lot of money on? Just they go through a lot of like random interests and will blow money.
yeah,
And like that's not my money. I don't care. Like you do as long as you're paying your bills, like great.
exactly.
Now if we were living together and they couldn't pay utilities but came home with crystals, yeah, I would be a little pissed.
Uh,
I'd be like, what's the crystal budget? Because we got to scale that down. Um, Another
yeah.
thing too is, and I don't want to be presumptuous, but it feels like to me he's not aware. It seems like he's living out kind of childhood trauma and
Mhm.
these regrets. And I wish he was a little bit more conscious of like, I don't know. I don't want to judge, but I just feel like you got to know when you're doing something because you want to live this out. And maybe it's not the best decision that you should be making. Right.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. And
Hmm.
again, maybe just do it a little bit. It's a hobby. I don't think anyone needs to spend $25,000 on a hobby a year.
Mm. I mean,
But
again, it's not even about the money. It's like, you have a partner. That's the
mhm.
big thing. You have a partner that you can't be making these decisions pure solo, I think. So
Yes,
that's
yeah.
why I go light. Yeah, you're the asshole. I don't know what you think.
I w- yeah, and it's like I want to say I don't think that the husband sucks, but I think that the husband maybe needs to communicate
Hmm.
like here's what I expect you to pay.
Hmm.
Because I think that he has the ice skater has been paying XYZ, and he's, that's
Mm,
what he knows. And so that's what he's budgeted for ice skating. Like, oh, I can spend this much on it. So maybe the
mm,
husband needs to explain, hey, I would love if you could help pay for this or this, not
mm.
just saying, hey, that's too much money and you need to help pay for stuff. So I'm going to say, I think it's you're the asshole, but I think the husband definitely needs to help
Mhm.
communicate a little more.
Yeah, this thread actually went with, and this actually is an option, but very rarely do we come across it. Not enough info.
Oh,
That was the
wow.
overall. But here I'll read the top comments. This one's gonna be. We haven't addressed this, but after reading this comment, it's like, oof. What do you say to this? So a 35-year-old got together with you when you were 19, who also had mental health issues. Not the age difference, but the timing of the difference. 19 is barely an adult. There's a big difference between a teenage 19 and an adult 35, and even a 25 and a 41-year-old. Add to that diagnosed mental illness. So now your partner is surprised that you feel like you've missed out on a lot of things from youth and thinks you're being selfish. Really? Not the asshole. Comment 3. This is kind of what I was getting to a little bit, but this is definitely someone who's probably more qualified to say it. You're the asshole for the sole fact that everything in this post is incredibly dangerous. As a fellow bipolar person, this entire post is a blinding red flag. This has mania signed in permanent ink from top to bottom. For starters, the doctor that signed off on you stopping your medication needs to be reported to the medical board and lose their license, which he didn't say that. So I think he just stopped taking it.
Yes.
Bipolar people can't be unmedicated no matter how much people want to object to that. It's the truth. It's great you were able to rediscover your childhood passion and excel at that. It's concerning how much you are spending on ice skating, though. Like another comment mentioned, are you even making money off these competitions? It might not feel that way, but you are losing money. 600 is not enough left over for expenses. I normally would not agree with your husband because of your age gap, but this isn't even a power imbalance situation. You're genuinely being selfish. I would never say that doing something you love is a waste of time or money, but this is completely out of control. And the fourth one is another you're the asshole. I'm all for pursuing your hobbies, but it seems like this has taken over your life. You stopped taking your meds. Is your doctor okay with this? Does your husband know? I think you need to reevaluate your priorities. And looking at the this OP posted recently, my doctor and husband support my choice to be unmedicated. We do, however, continue to monitor my moods closely and are always prepared to restart the medication. Whew. So a lot
Wow.
going on there. So with that too, I'm a little worried about that doctor. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, the one comment said, it doesn't matter, you should be medicated. I don't know
Hmm.
that, but whew.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where people start taking medication, start to feel better, and say, oh, I'm cured. But
Mhm.
no, it's like the medicine helps you stay on track. It's not like it switched something and now you don't need it anymore.
Mm.
So that's very concerning that the
Yeah.
doctor's like, yeah, just go ice skating instead.
It's like
um,
Gwyneth, it's like a Gwyneth Paltrow therapist. Like, yeah, don't take your
seriously.
medication and go blow thousands on figure skating. Do you, girl?
All right,
So
thanks, Goop.
thanks, Gwyneth. Another judgment's been decreed. What do you think? You can hit us up on social media at Starvolt Studios or our personal. I'm at Reapstar on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you name it. I'm out there. Logan,
I think on Twitter I'm at Logan Molnar, so follow me there.
shout out to if you're not in the real Logan Molnar, please stand up.
Please
Gets a
stand
couple.
up.
Well, hey, thanks for listening to Judgment Day. We appreciate it. And au revoir. XO.
Bye.
Judgment Day is a podcast by Starvolt Studios. Judgment Day is executively produced by Matt Rebar, Logan Molnar, and Raina Butel. For more awesome content, just go to starvoltstudios.com or on their Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter page.